Hey there, welcome back to the Badass Business Planning course. We're still here in Module 3 talking about your niche. And here in this lesson, we're going to talk about an important part of market research you need to do, and that is the current solutions. This is where you're going to go out and find out what are the current ways that your audience and that the different segments are trying to solve their problems. And so the point of this, to be clear, is part of this is looking for like direct competition, but another part of this is looking for different ways. So it's not necessarily a direct competition with you, but other ways they could try to solve the same problem. And when you're doing this, part of this is to figure out what the competition is, but ultimately what you're really trying to do is identify what are the shortcomings? What are things that people say are missing? So there's this common adage that if you're doing market research, if there are books written about your topic, go and read the Amazon reviews and forget the 5-star. I mean, you can read the 5-star and great, but really what you want to look at are the 3 stars and those, and where you see what is it that they say is missing, is a shortcoming, is not addressed. And that's for books, for information, but I want you to think about this when you're looking more broadly at the solution. So if there's someone who's offering a course to help solve the same problem, and going and see what people say about that course, what's missing, what do they want, what do they wish was included, what do they like about it. The same thing with membership, with coaching, with all of those different things. The idea is that by identifying what the current solutions are, and then what might be missing, you can identify a potential gap in the market that you can fill with a product. And this is a way to kind of figure out, okay, ultimately, when you're trying to come up with a product, there's a notion that you generally don't want to simply copy someone else. And I don't mean copy in the most literal sense, but if someone has a product that is solving the same problem in the same way, you want your value proposition to be different because there's something that's different about how you approach it. It could be that part of your value proposition is, hey, we're less expensive. We don't add all the bells and whistles that you probably don't really need, so we can keep it inexpensive. Like that's a way. So again, it might be that people complain, hey, the current solutions are too expensive because they're packaging up all this stuff that I don't need. I only need this little part. So you could come in and say, okay, my solution is to get rid of the excess that people don't need and charge less. Again, that's one example. But what you're trying to do here is really figure out where are there shortcomings in the current offers. So again, to use my business as an example, we on this marketing stuff side, we kind of identified what we viewed as a mismatch of what people need versus what they're offered for the earlier phases of business. And what I mean is they're offered courses oftentimes, which is information, which is good. And information is important. That's why we have BOMU. But we also figured out that what most people actually need in this space is implementation help. They need accountability, they need community, and they need that feedback. And we identified that most people aren't offering that. And if people have a membership, for example, it's still content-based. So a lot of it's information. There's only a little bit of this kind of support, and it's not customized support. And so we looked at that and we said, well, when we look at what our people need, and what we look at what the current solutions are, we see this mismatch. So we created the BOM membership as a way to provide that feedback. So instead of creating a membership that is content-based, ours is not. The BOM membership is not about content because I give all my content away for free here in BOMU. But instead, it is built on we're providing you coaching and support. As I'm recording this, it's 6 different sessions a month where it's literally kind of these direct, back and forth with me, with people on my team, with our coaches to really give the direct feedback that people need to solve the problems they deal with at those phases of their business. So that's how you're going to kind of use this information, but right now, the work isn't to figure out what the product is. Right now, the work is to figure out what are the current solutions, what are they good at, and what are they not good at? What are the shortcomings? And do this on a segment-by-segment basis. And then from that, you're going to start to be able to put together a plan. So, again, this is part of the market research element of figuring out your niche. But head out. The work from this lesson is to identify the other solutions, the other ways that people could solve the same problem, and what's good about it, what's bad about it, what are people saying they want, what are people saying is great, what are people saying is missing. Do that work, and you will be way further along when we get to the point of creating your solution in the next module. So that's the work, and I will see you in the next lesson. We're going to wrap up the your niche section by talking about your core differentiator, which kind of combines your uniqueness and your niche information that you put together and starts to do this work of putting things together. So I will see you in the next lesson.